This is the AZDOME Dash Cam M300S with dual cameras front and rear. And I'm not going to go through the unpacking of it. I mean, you can open it up and see what you get inside the box. It's got everything you need to set up both front and rear camera, all the cabling you need to set it up with a cigarette lighter adapter, which is rather large. I bought the Hardwire kit because I want to do the 24-hour recording parking lot, the parking monitor is what they call it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I installed it on a 2015 BMW X5.
M300S Dash Cam, dual with one in front and one in rear, and I've got a 2015 BMW X5 that we're putting this on. So right below where the rear view mirror is, I've taken off the cover pieces so I'll be able to stuff the wires in there. There's a lot of glare from the carport roof, but you can see the connected drive, and then right below that is the camera centered. You can see these plastic halves. All you have to do is put pressure on it at the top and split it apart, and they snap apart real easy. Then, since the fuse box is located underneath the glove compartment on the passenger side, I filed two holes semi-round for the wires. So I'm going to insert the wires into this cover, and then across the headliner it'll go down there. So the headliner, you see where there's a separation where you get marked airbag, and this is hard plastic and this is soft. If you follow up along here till about here, you can pull down. Okay, if you pull down on the other side, you take your weather strip and pull it away. Follow up, you can see here's a separation where the hard plastic is, and that headliner where I was pointing to is going to be just behind this and back in here. And you got to be careful because this is your airbag. So whatever wires you put in here, you want the wires to end up on this side, not on this side, because if they explode out, so you want to make sure that they're on this side. So now I'm going to pull the wires through. I'll show you that when I'm done. Alright, so what I've done is I've put a wire in there to fish the cables through so I can get them on the top side of this airbag. You can see it coming out here. So the first wire I pulled through was the one for the rear camera, and I did that by going from the windshield side through. This time I'm going to have to go from the door frame side to the windshield, because this, obviously, I bought the Hardwire kit, this is not going to fit through, so I'm going to have to feed through the other end, the plug-in end, which is this side here, the USB micro. So that's going to go, attach it to this wire and pull it through that way. So this is access to where I'm going to be able to put the wire through for the Hardwire kit. This panel, it sits here and snaps. Yeah, this snaps. And it's held in by the weather stripping here, and then you snap it in. So with the weather stripping off, now I can take this USB connector from here, where the fuse box is, bring it up along, and then it's going to go up, and then I'll use that wire to fish it through to the headliner and eventually end up over there onto the camera. Okay, so here you can see where I've got the camera mounted, and I've got the wires through the notches that I created in the cover. Snap the cover back together, so all the wires are hidden. That's about the best I can do for making sure you can't see anything. And since I don't want any rattling, I've wrapped tape, felt tape like they use for the cars, around the wires so they don't rattle around here. Then I also zip tied, this is the module for the hardwire kit, so it's secured to insulation there, so nothing's going to rattle when I'm done. Okay, so now I've fished the wire all the way through the headliner, across the inside by the molding, the door molding, came all the way across, came out here. Now, I could come through this here to get it up into here where the rear camera is mounted, but there's a lot more wires in this, it's a lot tighter. So I'm going to go on the one that's on the driver's side. It doesn't have that much in it. And I'm going to bring it across, and then through there, and then connect on to here. Okay, so I ran it in there. It comes up there, across there, and there's a ton of extra wire, so I zip tied it and then wrapped it in tape so it won't rattle. And then it's going to connect up into there, and I'm going to put the trim pieces back on. Everything just snaps in, no screws or anything, it just snaps on and off. So I needed to put ground. There's really nothing down where the fuse box is, so this was real easy, just to punch a hole right here and attach the ground wire. Goes through down there. So they give you the pieces to go ahead and double up on the fuse. So I just took a 15 amp fuse out, put in the adapter with their fuse in it. So BMW in the rear has this panel here for fuses, and it has this nice little tool to remove fuses. Store it right there. And then what I figured out, how I figured out how to get the different, which fuse to use. There's this little sheet that sticks in the side pocket next to it. Place to store it.
Once you get your app, and this is the Android version, the first thing is going to try and connect to Wi-Fi, and it's just going to bring up whatever Wi-Fi your phone is connected to. And you can't change it from the screen. You have to go to your settings, find the one that is the M300S, and then you go back, connect to that, then go back into the app once you're connected. It'll show up M300S. Then you can do the real-time recording to get to the next page, which allows you to get into the settings. You can't get into the settings, though, without stopping the recording. So you have to stop the recording, then go up to the right corner, get into settings, and then you can adjust the picture size by the megapixel. You can adjust the resolution, change the loop recording from either off 1, 3, or 5 minutes. Then you have your WDR audio recording, date stamp, your sensor for accidents, whether it's going to be on or not, video playback mode, parking monitor, it's off or time lapse or continuous, speed. The one that's a pain is the time zone, because you have to know where you're at. Most people do, but if you're in the United States and you got daylight savings time, you have to adjust for that. The boot sound, the volume, you can keep on going through the different settings and manipulate and play with them yourself. Once you're all set up, you can have it so that it stamps the GPS coordinates, the time and date, all on the video. You can even add your license plate number. So there's quite a few ways you can customize what ends up being recorded. just go through them, you'll play with them and figure out what you want to do for your own. Then once you've got it, you can even decide what videos you want to download to the phone. So you can have videos that are on the camera. If you want to view them later, you can download them to the phone via the Wi-Fi connection, or you can pop the card out if you have a card reader and do it that way. You can do either pictures or videos, so you can switch the mode. And the three folders, two of the three folders will be overwritten in the loop recording. The photograph folder and the video folder will be overwritten. The emergency folder does not get overwritten, and that's the one where if you have an accident or if somebody hits your car in the parking lot when you're not in it, it'll save that if you've got it set for the 24-hour recording. The only way you can do the 24-hour recording is to have the Hardwire kit. And here's where you can change the views. So you could either watch just the front camera, just the rear camera, or have the front picture-in-picture with the rear small, or you can have the rear full and the front small. So you have those choices. The real drawback, though, is it should default to automatically recording once you turn the car on, connected to your phone. And in my opinion, you shouldn't even have to do that. Once you turn the car on and it tells you, it audibly will make a chime if you have it turned on, and then it'll tell you the Wi-Fi is on. Well, that means it should record from right there, in my opinion. And then if you wanted it not to loop record all the time, you would go into your settings or go into the app and turn it off. Instead, you have to first connect it to the Wi-Fi on your phone. So usually if you're in your driveway, you're probably still connected to your home Wi-Fi. So you're going to have to go and change it to the camera Wi-Fi, then go back to the app and then start the recording, which seems like a lot of wasted time. And I bought this for my wife's car, and she's really not going to use it that much, I could tell you right now. But otherwise, I think it's a great camera, a lot of features, clear, crisp video, but it's not easy to use.